Well, that was a heck of a way to start off this fight night at Marathon Music Works. And now fight number 2. Here comes Montreal Black Lightning Grant, the pride of Memphis, Tennessee, and Team Mid-South as he'll take on scary Carey Perkins from Huntsville, Alabama, fighting out of American Jiu-Jitsu, AJJ. This is a number 1 contender fight, but they're fighting at a catchweight, Rick, of 195 pounds this evening.
That's right, Montreal Black Lightning Grant. This guy has got talent in all aspects of MMA. Can't wait to watch him fight. He's got some inches on his opponent, and he's really athletic. He's got some vicious TKO power, and this guy's tough.
Trains with former V3 champ, now professional Carlton Little, and others. Trained by professional fighter and V3 referee Matt Thomas. He's guaranteeing a victory.
I love guarantees because that tells you where that fighter stands. Usually if they come in and they don't give you something definite, you know, they're not very sure of themselves. Montreal, this man is confident. He thinks he can come in here and run over scary Carey Perkins.
Tip the scales officially at 197. Will have a couple of inches of a height advantage on his opponent, scary Carey Perkins. And here he comes up the steps inside the cage. Well, we will in just a moment. We take a look at one of our beautiful cage girls, of course, Crystal Morrow. And there he is, Black Lightning, Montreal Grant. He's ready, working up a little lather as he makes his rounds inside the V3 Fights cage. And now we dim the lights and get ready to meet his opponent. They call him Scary Carey Perkins. How scary will he be tonight? From Huntsville, Alabama. Well, looks pretty scary to me.
He looked tough at weigh-ins, Greg. This guy is a beast. All his wins have come at 205 pounds, but this is the first one at 185.
Wants to keep the fight standing, but he's a black belt Taekwondo. This guy works for NASA in Huntsville. Also a top-ranked amateur golfer. What? Does he play chess too?
Oh man, you definitely don't want to get a words of war or a war in the street with this guy.
Time now for our tale of the tape, brought to you by Beast Fighting. Grant, 27 years of age, 196, he's 6'1", and a kickboxer. Perkins at 5'11", gives away a couple of inches, as I mentioned. He tipped the scales officially at 193. He's 3 years the senior of Grant, and he's a freestyle fighter, so it's Tennessee versus Alabama. Montreal Black Lightning Grant, scary Carey Perkins. Again, a number 1 contender fight in the middleweight division. They're fighting at a catchweight tonight at 195, but these guys are looking to move up fast and furiously up the V3 ladder.
These guys definitely know what they want, and they are stating it right now, and they're going for it. Both fighters possess great power and some athletic ability, so I'm very excited to watch these guys go.
And here he comes. Perkins inside the cage, and he's finding his moment of zen here, I believe. Grant versus Perkins. Let's go to our cage announcer, the dapper one, Michael Kelly, get the formal introduction of these two warriors.
V3 Legion, this bout is brought to you by Beast Fighting, and it's set for 3-minute rounds at the catch weight of 195 pounds. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. He wears the white trunks with the black trim. At 6'1", he weighed in at 197 pounds. A kickboxer with an MMA record of 2 wins and 1 loss. Representing Team Mid-South and fighting out of Memphis, Tennessee, Montreal Black Lightning Grant. And across the cage, his adversary fighting out of the red corner. He wears the black trunks with the white trim. At 5 feet 11 inches, he weighed in at 193 pounds. A freestyle fighter with a perfect MMA record of 4 wins and no losses. Representing American Jiu-Jitsu and fighting out of Huntsville, Alabama, scary Carey Perkins.
Jason Wilkerson, the 3rd man in the cage for this battle, will bring the two together, center of the cage, and give them their final instruction. That's three menacing-looking guys in there with Jason Wilkerson. How do you see this battle, Rick, Grant and Perkins?
I'll tell you what, I don't want to mess with any of the three, but from the statistics, looks like Perkins, but Montreal Grant has a great background, especially the gym that he fights out of.
Perkins a perfect 4-0. Grant is 2-1. Round one, here we go.
Carey Perkins has an eerie calm about him that kind of scares me. Great overhook lockup by Carey Perkins.
Takedown by Grant, but it's Perkins on top. Looked like Grant wanted it to go to the ground very quickly. As I mentioned, Perkins would have loved to have kept it standing, and he wasn't able to do it. Just seconds in, they're on the ground.
You can tell Perkins has very good control with his jiu-jitsu. He's got a little high, and Montreal almost flipped him over, but you can say he's got really good control right there.
There's flipped over. Now he gets it back on their feet.
Good strength by Montreal. Now we get to see a little kickboxing.
Superman off the mark. And another big takedown there.
Body-to-body suplex, that was nice.
That's 2 times already in the first minute of this fight. That's Black Lightning Grant on top. Scary Carey Perkins on the bottom here as we're under 2 to go in round number 1. 3-minute rounds here.
Right here is where Montreal wants to be. He wants to be on top so he can release some of this ground and pound on Carey Perkins.
Problem is he can't get his right arm, he can't get both arms really. One arm's around the neck of Perkins, and the other one, he can't get away from the body of Perkins. It's kind of stuck in there.
What Montreal needs to do right here is take that left arm and slide it through Carey Perkins' chest, put it right on his neck and push off of him. That'll give him the distance that he needs to rain down with his right hand.
Well, he was able to get the right hand out. Now if he can get back and going to try to maybe get a side mount here if he can. There's a little punch from Perkins, but no pop behind that. Approaching a minute to go in the first round. Grant has it right where he wants it, Rick. He wants to be on the ground. Well, he needs leverage.
Yeah, this is where he wants it, but he's not posturing up, and he's not getting himself in a position where he could rain down some very effective ground and pound on him. There he goes. He's doing exactly what I was saying earlier. You got to get that elbow on him. There, here comes some hits.
And Perkins trying to cover up those arms and try to prevent that ground and pound, as you mentioned. Not a lot going on, and again, if there isn't a lot of activity, Jason Wilkerson will stand up to 2. But here's enough now.
Good hits. I think Carey's going to get up off of this, though.
30 seconds to go in the round. He tried to anyway.
Nice scramble. Oh, Montreal gave up his back.
Perkins back on top now. He was earlier in the round, under 20 seconds to go. Get a couple of punches. There's a couple to the ribs by Carey Perkins. Final seconds in the first round.
That was a pretty good back and forth round.
And we will move on to round number 2 of this number 1 contender fight, middleweight division, but they're fighting at a catchweight tonight at 195. So Grant and Perkins, we figured Grant would want to take it down. Perkins would try to prevent that from happening, but most of the round it was on the ground. So does that give Grant the round?
I do believe that. I think Grant took that round. His first takedown attempt, he didn't follow through, and Carey just pretty much landed right on top of him. But that second one was a spectacular takedown. That was a body-to-body, and he threw him straight over on his back. He delivered some good damage on top, so I think that totally wins him the round on that.
If you're Perkins, Rick, and obviously you want to be able to unleash some boxing, standing up, second round, you come out, how can you do that while preventing Grant from trying to take you down? How can you become the aggressor in that case when you had a guy who wants to just take you down?
Well, first of all, Grant's not going to take him down with a shot or a takedown. He's getting in and locking his body up using the cage and then taking him down. Carey needs to go ahead and unleash it from the distance and start using his kickboxing and just let his hands and the feet fly.
Judges Kevin Haynes, Sean McCall, Jay Davis. If it goes to the cards, they'll have to make the decision on this fight. We got a long way to go. Round number 2 from Marathon Music Works. Here we go in this number 1 contender fight. Montreal, Black Lightning Grant in the white trunks. Scary Carey Perkins in the black. Oh, a good left there by Grant that connected. Perkins slipped a bit.
What a shot.
There's the big slam right there. We knew it would happen. That's Grant one more time taking down Perkins.
I'll tell you what, Grant was taking him down, but Perkins almost had a rethrow in there. That would have been a beautiful wrestling move.
Oh, here's a nice push off there by Perkins. But is he in a worse position? You tell me, Rick.
Actually, Perkins is in a really good position right now in Montreal. He's got him pinned. His head's pinned against a cage right now. And he could do some serious damage in this position if he gets a little space between him and Montreal.
What we've seen is his strength on the ground. I don't know if that surprised Grant any bit, but Perkins is showing his power, his strength to get out of bad situations.
You know, Carey is a more compact fighter, and Montreal is that long, lanky, strong fighter. So, you know,
big knee
styles.
right there from Perkins. They went up for a second, they came back down.
Hit him right under the rib cage there. You can see the strength of Montreal, though.
There's another knee by Perkins. And again, that's scoring. You're a judge, you're watching this, you're seeing those knees, it all counts.
Oh, what
Wow.
a knee to the body. Woo,
That doesn't tickle, folks.
That one hit. Montreal just delivered a vicious knee to the body.
I don't think you like the previous knees that Perkins was applying. That was big, that was powerful, and now he's on top here with 1:15 to go in round 2.
Sometimes in MMA you forget some punches, and when an opponent hits you with something you remember. So you return the favor. Oh, he's got his back. He's too much to the side. There's not a real good option for a choke here.
That was good action right there. You saw the ground and pound and then the flip, the little Bronco busting move by Perkins. And now again, it's Grant in a great position here with 50 seconds to go. More ground and pound as Perkins tries to cover up. Here we go.
Perkins is in trouble.
Unleashes the big hammers.
Perkins needs to show that he wants to get out of that position.
Well, it looks like he wants to get in his back, which would be a bad move, but now he's back onto his side. Trying to fight off Grant. Grant pinning down the one arm, as you can see with that leg. 30 seconds to go.
Oh, Grant is just a little high. I think he's going to get rolled, and he did.
And he does, with 20 seconds to go. Very exciting second round, a lot of action here. Montreal Black Lightning Grant in the white trunks here with 10 seconds to go in the round. Again, he's able to get on top. And more ground and pound to end this second round, but Perkins will survive, and they'll go to a third and decisive round. You got to think, Grant, he just took over with about 1:30 to go in that round, about halfway through, and controlled.
I think Grant has this fight locked up. In the first 2 rounds, Carey Perkins has not showed me anything that he could do damage to Grant. He hasn't shown me anything on the ground that he'll be able to surprise me with or wow me with. He didn't show any big kicks or punches so far for the first 2 rounds, unless he comes out and just does something that we're not expecting. I'm saying Grant's got this wrapped up. I think he's going to continue to do what he did in the first 2 rounds in the third.
Perkins is the undefeated fighter. Perkins is the guy who's 4-0. Perkins is the black belt in Taekwondo, but you're absolutely right. He says he's in the best shape of his life. He's ready to go. All 4 wins, though, at 205, so he comes down in weight, although they're fighting at a catch weight of 195, so he's only 10 pounds. Is that a difference maker?
Well, what it is he could not make that 185-pound weight cut, so they had to do it at 195. That's where the catch comes in. So he probably had a very hard weight cut.
Let's see if Perkins is anything for Grant in the third round. Grant is 2-1, trying to improve on that record. Jason Wilkerson just checking to see if there's any wet spots right now on the canvas.
Very thorough ref.
He is terrific. He's a veteran. He knows what's going on. And right now he says, let's begin round 3. And here we go, the decisive round in this #1 contender fight for the V3 middleweight title. One will be moving up the ladder.
Perkins is exhausted.
Perkins isn't active, and he has to be active if any shot. Oh, wow, how about that? Grant goes down. Was it from a punch or a slip? I couldn't tell.
Well, he had one leg up, and then he got hit, so, I mean, he went down.
Wow, that could change the complexity of the fight that quickly. Let's see what Perkins could do now as Grant goes down in the first 40 seconds of this third and decisive round.
I guess I take everything back that I said at the break.
No, I agree with you, my friend. I agree with you. I'd love to see a replay. Unfortunately, we don't have one of what just happened there. But now let's see what Grant can do. I mean, it's apparent to you and me, but we're not the judges, that Grant has the first 2 rounds in the bag. But if it's a knockdown, you know, you got a 2-point difference here? This is going to be very interesting. Let's see what happens the remainder of this fight. We got 2 minutes to go, and what can Perkins do after the knockdown?
Montreal's got to get out of this position because, like you said, he doesn't want to lose a 10-8 round.
But Jason Wilkerson may stand these guys up any moment now if Perkins doesn't become active here. He got his hand loose there. He tried 1 strike. There's another one off the top of the noggin of Grant. There's a third.
Yeah, I think this could get stood up pretty soon. Not much action. The guy's just kind of sitting there getting a breather, and he's throwing a kind of a fake knee every now and then. So it's not really scoring, but
Wilkerson, the judge, any judge, will give him the benefit of the doubt. He got the takedown. You know, he's trying to be on the offensive. He'll give him the benefit of the doubt, but pretty soon, we got our camera right there, and great work. Look at that. Look at that shot right there, folks. That's in your living room. Minute to go in the 3rd round. Are you surprised at all that the judge is keeping them?
I'm a little surprised that's still on the ground here. Usually Jason is all over this, but he's not saying anything bad to him or not. There he goes.
There we go. And it was a matter of time. Now this is important. I think this is the pivotal 40 seconds of this fight. Let's see if Perkins can follow up on that.
The restart of a NASCAR race. Here it goes. Pedal to the metal.
Oh, a big left by Grant. He tagged him, and then, wow, that was describe that punch right there.
He didn't have anything left and kind of just threw in a backhand. Perkins is done. He's mentally and physically exhausted right now.
Here's some ground and pound now by Grant.
Grant's going to finish it out right here on top.
Full mount. Right there. Oh, a couple of shots to the face, and this probably will do it. That's why I said the final seconds, the final 40 seconds of this 3rd round will be the difference maker. And will Perkins last to the cards? That's the big question. Or will it be stopped? No, we will go to a decision. That was quite an interesting fight.
Yeah. It wasn't what we expected it would be.
I didn't say great fight. I said interesting fight.
I thought there was going to be a lot more action standing up. Montreal absolutely dominated all 3 rounds of that, in my opinion. I'm not a judge. He looked like he handled Carey in every aspect. Got kind of caught a little bit there, but it was a little off balance and went down. So I thought that was Montreal's fight.
Let me throw out this for you, and I know it didn't happen, so it's a moot point. If the judge, or the referee, excuse me, Jason Wilkerson did not stand that, and it stayed that way the rest of the round. To the judges, it looks like Perkins gets the knockdown, and he's never allowing Grant to get back up. Boy, that could be a difference maker.
No, it's still not a 10-8 round. Still not. That would have definitely been Carey's round,
but not
a 10-8.
Okay, judges filling out their cards. We'll get the decision in just a moment. Rick McCracken will make his way inside the cage to get a word with the winner. A couple of exhausted fighters, especially scary Carey Perkins, trying to avoid his first loss. And there's Black Lightning. Montreal Grant is trying to even his mark at 2-2. Little ice bag to the back of Carey Perkins from Huntsville, Alabama. And Montreal Grant here from Memphis, Tennessee, about 3 hours west of Nashville, where we're at Marathon Music Works. The cards are in. Jason Wilkerson, the referee, will bring the 2 warriors together to the center of the cage, and we'll get the decision. Is it Perkins or is it Grant? Let's go to Michael Kelly.
Ladies and gentlemen, here in the V3 cage at Marathon Music Works, after 3 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecard for the decision. All 3 judges scoring this one for your winner by unanimous decision, Montreal Black Lightning Grant.
So there you go. Perkins did not even get the 3rd round. Grant stole it from him there in the final 40 seconds, but he was already in control of this fight, and Montreal Black Lightning Grant improves to 2-2. Meanwhile, scary Carey Perkins falls to 4-1, and now Rick McCracken gets a few words with our winner, Montreal Grant.
Montreal, great win tonight, man. How do you feel, buddy?
I feel good. I feel good, baby. Woo! Black Lightning, eat it!
Man, it always feels a lot better to take out an undefeated fighter, doesn't it?
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Man, you threw some great punches and kicks. You knocked him down a few times. You weren't able to finish him, man. Why not?
He was tough. He was tough. I knew he was gonna be tough, but I worked so hard. My coaches, my sponsors, I love y'all, man. Thank you.
We appreciate you. Great win in V3 Kids. Montreal Grant, your winner.
So Montreal Grant moves up on the V3 middleweight division list, #1 contender fight, so look for him on a future V3 fight card. We'll take a break, come back with more exciting action from Nashville. You're watching V3 Fights.